What is up, everybody? I hope you're all doing well. We are checking out the Shnobel Tone Daily Driver. It's an open sounding, what I would consider low to maybe slightly above, like medium gain overdrive pedal. In speaking with Roman, who designed the pedal, he spent about 3 years putting this pedal together, and he said it's really not based on any specific circuit. Let's get right into the controls so we can get right into listening to it. So at the top left, you have your volume control. Next to that, you have your gain control. Those are very self-explanatory, but they do interact with each other, and we'll get into that in the demo. On the bottom, you have your low control and your high control. Those are self-explanatory as well, but I will say that these do boost and cut, and we'll get into how those sound in the demo. You have a switch in the center that's a 3-position switch that does high cut. So in the center, it's not cutting any frequencies, and then in the upper and lower positions, it's cutting in varying degrees of top end, and of course that helps with, you know, matching it to the guitar you're using as well as the amp, or maybe you just like darker or brighter overall tones. We'll get into how that sounds as well in the demo. It is true bypass, so without further ado, let's check out the Shnobel Tone Daily Driver. Okay, let's check things out. I'm using my Shure amp. It's a 44-watt amp. It's basically kind of a Fender voice. Here's just the guitar into the amp so you know what's going on. It's the back humbucker. It's barely breaking up. Neck position almost won't break up at all. I've got it dialed really clean, and we'll let the pedal do all the work. Here's the Daily Driver. So you can hear it's pretty touch sensitive. If I really dig in, it'll break up and bark, but if I soften up even without rolling the volume back, it's really clear the way it's dialed right now. Okay, so let's just check out the interaction between the gain and the volume before we do anything else. You can see right now I've got the gain over, you know, I guess that would be considered like a 3 o'clock setting. It's not all the way up. It's very interactive with the volume. If I were to turn the gain down, the pedal gets a little bit softer in volume. So I have to turn the volume back up to compensate. But I like this kind of setting and how it interacts. Because it makes the pedal sound really open. Now if I go the other way, like say I leave the volume here and I start turning the gain up, we get more gain, but we get quite a bit more volume. So you just kind of have to adjust accordingly. So gain wise, speaking of gain, I'll just go ahead and turn the gain all the way up for a second. So that's the highest amount of gain. If I turn the gain way down, turn the volume up, you can go the other way and almost use the pedal more as just kind of an always on, almost boost pedal. We'll leave the gain about right here. And I'll address the switch in the center. It's basically a 3-position cut switch. So I can't remember which, well, we'll find out. In the middle, it's not cutting anything, it's wide open. Try the down position. In the down position, it cuts a little bit of top end, so you can hear. In the up position, cuts even more top end. So if you've got like a really bright guitar, or maybe a really bright amp, or you just like kind of darker, especially solo tones, that switch is going to come in really handy. Right now, I'll leave it in the center. The highs and the lows are both boost cut, so let's do the highs really quick. Here's the highs off. So you can definitely cut a ton of top end, but you can go the other way as well and get a lot of highs out of it. Same with the lows. Lows off, lows all the way up. Like that's a big, almost kind of 4x12 low end. So if you're going to run your gain all the way up, which I really like the pedal set up this way. If I need a little more clarity in my chords, I can just roll the lows off. That sounds tighter. There's a little bit more mid presence there now. And then I can still adjust accordingly for top end if I want a little bit more kind of sizzle up there. I've got it. I can add a little more lows if I want. That sounds really great. If I were to employ this switch in the center for cutting maybe just a little bit, I like that setting because I can actually add more highs, but it doesn't just add highs, at least seemingly to my ears. It also allows for a little bit more of like a mid presence. So now I'm getting almost the same top end, but because I can turn the highs up, I'm bringing out more mids. So that's a really cool feature, just the way these two controls interact with each other. As I got to know this pedal, I realized there's a lot of just tonal variance by just getting to know how each of these controls interact with each other, especially in the higher gain setting. Now in that highest gain setting, we can go back to a neck position. And in this case, I might be more apt to go with the setting back to the center. If I really want kind of that sting up top. our lows out. And even with a dial like that, it's reacting pretty well to just throwing back and forth between like neck position and bridge position pickups. So I'll shut it off again. So dialed the way it is right now, I've got it so it bumps above unity a little bit. We can make it so it's closer to unity if we, I don't know why you'd want to do that, but sometimes you need to. That's a little bit closer to unity gain, but like most, good overdrive pedals, they like to be above unity just a bit. That's how they sound the most open. So that is the Shnobel Tone Daily Driver. I know he's put a lot of time into this, so if you have any questions, definitely go to his website and ask away. And as always, I really appreciate you guys tuning in, and we'll see you next time.